Alright guys, welcome back to the UFC'n. I appreciate you all tuning into these videos, making sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Of course it means a lot to the channel and it means a lot to me personally as well. So keep doing what you're doing. If you like the content, stay updated. And yeah, I guess that's it guys. Now that the shameless self-promotion is over with, let's get into the real reason behind this video. Now, I know I've already uploaded my prediction for this fight with Israel Adesanya and Kelvin Gastelum at UFC London, but I was watching the interviews this morning with that Brett Okamoto did with Kelvin and Israel, and there was something that I hadn't really paid a lot of attention to before, and maybe I should have. Maybe that's a fault of my own, but it's also something that I feel like a lot of fighters may not even care about or may not even feel like it has any bearing on how their fights turn out. And then you may ask some other guys and it may be what they think sets them apart from the rest of the pack. It may be what they think allows them to go in there and absolutely demolish these people. It's you know what, before we get into much detail, I want to let you guys watch this clip and kind of see if you can pick up on the things I picked up on in this.
What was it like the next few days, you know, like kind of letting yourself wind down from that experience?
The next few days winding down from it, I'd say it was surreal.
Now look, don't feel bad if you didn't instantly pick up on what you think I'm talking about here. Honestly, it'd be pretty hard to do without any context, which obviously I didn't provide. But I also feel like there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of fighters specifically, that are going to know exactly what I'm getting to here. And that's visual thinking. When Israel Adesanya was asked a question by Brett, he didn't instantly answer the question with what he knew to be the fact and what he knew to be true. He's probably been asked that question before, but he closed his eyes, he thought about it, he put himself back in that situation, relived those emotions, those movements that he made in the fight, and then gave his answer. And I think that has a lot to do with his success in the UFC. I mean, this man has come in like a bat out of hell and hasn't let anyone slow him down. And the reason for that, in my opinion, like I said, this is just my opinion, but I feel like Israel Adesanya, before he even takes these fights and steps in the octagon, he's already lived that fight in his head. He's already went through all the different scenarios that could happen. He's fought his way out of some scenarios. He's knocked the guy out probably 16 different times. And when he goes into the octagon for the real thing, he's already prepared. His mental game is there, which is one of the biggest parts of this game, is having your mental game there and ready to be in a war, in a fight. So when you can go in there basically preloaded and not have to load your gun, so to speak, like someone like maybe Kelvin Gastelum has to do, or I mean, you look at other guys that have that visual thinking mindset, like, for example, Conor McGregor, John Jones. You see these guys living these fights before they're ever in that situation, which means that they're more than ready. They're more than prepared to deal with any kind of obstacles that may stand in their way when they actually get to those moments. And I feel like that's a big thing and the biggest influence on how well Israel's going to do in this fight against Kelvin. Now, of course, there's some other things that stand out. One of those actually being, I'll place a couple other clips for you here in a second, but another thing that really stood out to me in these interviews is the confidence level between these guys. I mean, Kelvin Gastelum, Brett Okamoto opened the interview with Kelvin Gastelum, asking him where the belt's at, asking him why he didn't have it over his shoulder again. And Kelvin just kind of laughs it off and acts like it was just a big joke, whereas someone like Conor McGregor or Israel Adesanya, for that matter, would have had that belt over their shoulders still. I'm not sure if it would have ever left their shoulder, for that matter, and they would have been begging people to come take it off their shoulder. So I think that says a lot about where Kelvin Gastelum's head's at in this fight. That's not normal from him. We usually see Kelvin Gastelum going in there with the thought process in his head that he's going to take this dude's head off. He's going to throw a power left, a power right, and absolutely behead this man. But it's just not the same level of confidence. It's not the same Kelvin Gastelum that we're used to, if I'm being honest. I feel like Israel Adesanya already has Kelvin Gastelum beat. And the fight hasn't even started yet, unfortunately. But let's look at these few little clips. It's just a couple little clips that you can kind of get the feel of what I'm talking about with the confidence level, and you can kind of compare the two confidence levels in this interview.
It's done. It's already said and done. Like everything I've prophesized in a way. So, yeah, I'm fresh. Even when I started my camp for this one, it was like, oh, it's a good starting point. Like I just picked up where I left off.
Where's your belt? Where's the belt that you were carrying around in Melbourne?
It's at home. It's at home. Sitting at home.
Good wrestling. He hasn't used it in a while, but I'll take him back to wrestling school. I'm pretty sure he's going to go back to wrestling school for this fight. If he wants to stand with me, he's welcome to.
And I'm slowly getting back into training. I don't want to red line too much. I don't want to overtrain, so.
Alright, so after watching those 3 or 4 clips, I truly hope you can see where I'm coming from here. Obviously, I'm not just trying to pick on Kelvin Gastelum. I love watching the guy fight. Like I said, he's got some crazy power. But I just think that Israel Adesanya has the edge in this fight. I feel like in Kelvin Gastelum's head, he's already beat. He's already lost this fight before he ever steps in the ring. And in Israel's head, he's already won this fight before he ever steps in the ring. So that's two polar opposites that are very telling as to how this fight can go and how it's probably gonna go. Now, look, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'd love to see Kelvin Gastelum win, but I'd also much rather see Israel Adesanya win this fight. I just think he's got so much potential to be a superstar for the sport and to be an ambassador for these young up-and-coming guys, kind of laying the blueprint as to how you do it and how you make a name for yourself in this industry in 2019. So, again, as far as a prediction, I really think Israel Adesanya is going to take this fight. I may change it up a little bit. Let's say 3rd round. TKO by strikes. But other than that, not much is going to change as far as the prediction. I'm just ready to see this fight. I'm ready to see Israel Adesanya go out there, do what he does, and I'm ready to see what's next for the guy. I mean, him and John Jones have been teasing a fight with each other, and honestly, it's not that far-fetched. I mean, Adesanya fights at 85, John Jones fights at 205, Adesanya walks around over 200, I think he said before, so it could very well be a potential fight that we can see, and Jesus Christ, if that fight happens, I think the fans are going to go nuts. It'll definitely do 1.5 million, if not 2 million pay-per-view buys, and we all know Dana White's going to make the fight that's going to make him the most money, and that fight would damn sure make him some money. So we'll see how it goes, guys. I'll definitely keep you updated after the fight, let you know how everything goes, if my prediction was correct, if it wasn't, if I feel like an idiot now, because Kelvin Gastelum went out there and knocked Israel Adesanya out, which, let's be real, maybe a little bit far-fetched, but it is his one shot in this fight to make a statement and to go out with the bang, and I think he's got the potential to do it. I just really think Israel Adesanya is on another level from not just KG, but from anyone in his division right now. It's scary how good this kid is, and I'm definitely excited to follow his career. I know a lot of you all are as well. And other than that, guys, thanks for tuning into the video. That's about it. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe. Again, guys, thank you for all the support you've been giving me lately and the channel for that matter. It means so much to the growth of the channel, and it means so much to me personally as well, whichever means more to you. Let's go with that one and subscribe and like and comment for that reason. But keep it up, guys. Truly, it helps me out a ton. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.